In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to add basic gameplay to our level. Alright, so up to this point, we are ready to add in just some basic gameplay. So we want to learn how to create like a deathmatch type of game, something like that you would see in UDK or Unreal Tournament. So to get started with this, first thing that I want to do is I want to be able to play my game in my viewport. Okay, so or in the editor itself. Up to this point, we've been hitting play in viewport, and it just kind of gives us this spectator type of view to where we can just kind of run around and we can look at our level, and it doesn't really give us any way to interact. So if we go ahead and hit the tilde key, that's the key right next to the number 1 on your keyboard or the key below your escape key, you can bring up your console and actually type in exit, and that will exit that play in viewport. Now I'm going to hit Alt X right now so I can go full screen on this, and I want to go to View and then World Properties. Now inside of my World Properties, let's go ahead and turn off our rendering here. Inside of our World Properties, you're going to see that we have Game Type. Let's go ahead and expand that, and you'll see that we have Default Game Type. Right now this is set to None. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to something like Deathmatch. Okay, so UDK or UT Deathmatch. And then we also have game type for PIE, which stands for Play in Editor. So if we go ahead and expand that, let's make that also UT Deathmatch. Now if I go ahead and take a look at the game types supported, okay, on this map, we could actually add game types to this. So if you wanted this to be in a sequence of levels as you're playing multiplayer games or something like that, you could say, alright, I want to be able to play this on UT Deathmatch, and I also want to be able to play it on Capture the Flag or something like that. You can add that in there just by hitting the Add New Item here. Alright, now that we've done that, let's go ahead and close this, and I'm going to hit Play Now. Now you can see that I get a HUD. I have a weapon that I can start playing with. Okay, and I just fell off the map here, excuse me, and I need to take care of that issue by putting a fence around this or something like that. But we'll take care of that later. So you can see that we had a gun that we could play with, and we could start to interact with the level. So now what I need to do is I need to get this ready for an actual game. If I were going to launch this and cook it and get it ready to play as the actual game. So what I need to do is I need to add in a player start node. So I'm going to right click right here on the surface, and I'm going to add actor, and you're going to see add player start. And that's going to add in kind of like this joystick type of option. Now it sets itself perfectly above the surface to allow for us to play in the game. Now what I can do at this point is I can go ahead and hit play level in editor window, or I could hit this start this level on PC. Now if I were to do this, it's going to bring up a new window and actually start my character right here. Now what I want to do is I want to be able to add in bots and things like that, enemies to play with. So to actually have bots running around in my level, what I need to do is I need to create what's called path nodes. Now path nodes are basically objects that are put into a scene, and what they do is they draw lines from one another. And these are paths that the AI will look to be able to maneuver around a level. So to add a path node, you right click, add actor, and you should see add path node, and it's going to look like a little apple. Now whenever we come in here, we could hold down Alt and we could duplicate this. Okay, and basically what this does is it just allows us to place these in. Now these have to be pretty close to one another and within reasonable distance. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow a bot to go from this point to this point. So now I can come in and I can hold down Alt and I can duplicate this and just kind of make some path nodes in here, okay, allowing the bot to move around. Okay, now I don't want them to get too close to the edge here. And we'll start to kind of spread these out just a little bit. They don't need to be absolutely that close. Okay, now notice that they have an arrow on them. Okay, we can rotate them around to kind of give them an idea of which direction that this path node should go. So it's going to easily point to all of these. Now once we've added all of these, they're kind of pointed in toward one another. Now notice how objects are glowing here. That's because of that bloom effect that we have there. Okay, I just wanted you to kind of know that before you start freaking out on why that's doing that. Well, we should probably add some lights back here. I didn't really think about that too much, but we should probably go ahead and do that. But just go ahead and continue to build some path nodes in here. And what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to build one right here. Let's move this one out. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to hold down Alt. And then I'm also going to rotate this to where it kind of points in toward the building. Let's hold down Alt again with our Move tool. Let's point this and let's go into the building here. Okay. Hold Alt, move that in. I'm going to put that above that surface. Now notice that we get this icon saying bad size. What that means is it's not far enough above the ground for that to work properly. Okay, this one might be a little bit too high. We can always kind of rotate it, give it an idea of where to go. Let's grab this one, and I'm going to create a few path nodes in here just to allow us to run around in this building here. Okay, and you kind of get the idea of how this is working. Now, in order for us to see how our path nodes are working, we need to build all, because we've added some paths in here. You can see that we're getting this warning. So let's build all. That's going to build our lighting and everything that we need. We probably could have gone ahead and just said build paths, which is right up here. But that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and just wait for that to build out. So now that those have built out, we'll want to go ahead and just play in viewport. And I'll go ahead and wait for this to go ahead. And then you'll notice that I don't have any bots in here to play with. So what I can do is I can hit that tilde key to bring up my console. And I'm going to say add bots. Okay. And tell it how many I want it to add. So in this case, I'm going to say like 5 and then hit enter. And then I'm going to hit my tilde key, and you'll notice that a bot has entered in and is now following across that path there. Now it's reverting. Okay, now it's figured out where I'm at. Once it's lost me, okay, it may go ahead and start to run along that path again. Now watch as we move around to this side of the level. He's going to lose me and he's going to try to go across to that other path. Okay, and find me. Now he's not following along because the path node only goes so far. Now watch this. Is if I go right up in here into the building, he's going to try and follow that there. And there he is. Okay, so he's made his way into the building after me. Okay, we can shoot and we can kill that enemy. And then now another one has been spawned. Okay, so this is just some base functionality. Let's go ahead and hit exit. And this is just some base functionality on how to create gameplay. Now there are other things that you can add into your level. So for example, if you wanted to add in different weapons, you can go to your content browser, and then we can search our actor classes by going up here, and we can go into things like pickups. Okay, we can have weapons that we can pick up. So we can have a pickup factory. So if I go ahead and I drop this onto the ground, just by clicking and dragging that, got this pickup factory. If I double click on that, this will allow me to modify that. So what kind of weapon classes is it going to drop? I can say rocket launcher. Okay, close this. And then I can close this here. And it's telling me I need to rebuild my paths, so let's just rebuild our paths. That goes pretty quickly. And then if I play in the editor here, you're going to see that I have a rocket launcher available. And I can pick that up. And then I can also tell it to add bots. And I'm going to say 5. Escape. There he is. Okay, now he's also going to go for the weapon locker. Now it's important to remember that those weapon factories, those add to the path node. Okay, so once they start, they're going to go from a path node, which is our player start at the beginning, and he's going to go straight to that weapons locker and then find his way across these paths if he needs to. Now if I move this to the other side, okay, he may not be able to reach that. So let's go ahead and test this out. We've moved that. Notice how we need to rebuild our path nodes. Let's close this. And I'm going to come over to this side here, just to kind of cheat a little bit. And I'm just going to move over. And let's hit tilde, add bots. And we'll tell it 5 again. Hit escape. Okay, and you'll notice that he goes around to that path. Okay, following those paths gets a little lost. So we need to kind of build our paths a little bit better. Now notice where he's going, straight to that rocket launcher. Okay, so here is just some basic functionality here. Now there are more things that you could add. Go into your content browser and your actor classes, and you could start to add in things like armor and health and things like that, and really build out your level. Alright, so that wraps up our Introduction to UDK course. We've gone through several lessons by learning how to work with a lot of the different systems and the basic functionality and the core functionality of the editor itself. Now there are other editors inside of UDK, like the Kismet editor, the Matinee editor. We could get even more involved with gameplay and creating a really immersive level that's a team deathmatch level, capture the flag level, all of those sorts of things. We could get more in depth in all of these different subjects, and we plan to do that, and we're excited to say that we have more training that's coming soon, and you should look forward to that, and I'll see you guys next time.